Okay, so as you guys all obviously have seen, I sent out the Google Readiness quiz uh, last week, and we got our Chromebooks as a staff. Um, we've had them for a year now, so I just kind of wanted to get a gauge where we were all at as far as using these Google Chromebooks. So the first question on our survey was, how often do you use any of the various Google tools, docs, sheets, slides, forms, etc.? And it was just getting a gauge on how often we're using these tools on a weekly basis. Our options were that you never use them once or twice a week, 3 or 4 times a week, or every day. And I was pleased to see that 75% of us said that we use them 3 to 4 times a day or every single day. So that was a good majority. Hopefully we can get that number up even higher. And then after going through that survey, I asked us specifically about each individual. Ones that we use are docs, slides, sheets, forms, and Google Keep. Our dual credit students will all be getting Google Chromebooks. So I kind of want to get a gauge for how comfortable you guys feel with using each of these, because we want those kids to also be using these in their classroom and getting comfortable with them. The first one I asked you guys about were the Google Docs, and I had you guys put it on a scale from 1 to 5, 1 being that you have no clue what it is, 5 being that you feel like you are comfortable enough to teach it to other people. 80% of the responses were at a 4 or 5 level with Google Docs, which I expected. That's kind of the simple one that everybody gets started out using within Google, so that was kind of what I expected to see there. So I think we all feel fairly comfortable with that. The next one was slides. About 20% of us were at a 4 or 5 level, which I kind of expected that some of us were using, but I will say that a majority of us were at that 2 level, meaning that we know what it is, but I don't think we use it that much in our classroom. I know that when we had that in-service this last year, we worked on the Google Slides, and each table had a certain Google sheet, and they made a presentation on that one sheet. And I know that that's kind of a way that is a good way to get started using those, so that may be something that we try and implement in with our individual lessons. So that's one I definitely want to see us start trying to use, maybe when we do our group work type things in class. Next one was Google Sheets. About everybody they were at a 2 on this level, which I kind of expected. I honestly don't use it that much myself, but there were actually one department specifically that used it the most, and that was our PE department. So Coach Greenwood, do you want to just kind of explain how you guys used it?
We use the Google Sheets to have the kids record how much they are lifting. It has helped the kids stay consistent on their lifts. We have seen an increase in their maxes since we started, so we've been pleased with it.
Okay, good. So I guess kind of what I'm hearing from you, Coach Greenwood, would be that we can kind of use it to record data and maybe share it out with the kids then. Okay,
Exactly.
perfect. So that's kind of an idea to roll with in our classrooms, like we could do. The next one we did was Google Forms, and almost everyone was at a 1 or 2 level with this one, meaning we don't use it that much. I honestly don't use it that much, but I've created our survey on Google Forms, so it's working out pretty well. So I think that may be one that we want to start looking to use. I was kind of thinking on how I could have used it in my classroom, and making just quizzes that the kids can go home and share and take those quizzes over and over again to get them studied and ready for tests. Maybe something that we can use it for, like a review process. The other one that I looked at was Google Keep. And this one, the standings on this was, it seemed that everybody was either at a 1 or a 2 level, meaning they really didn't use it at all, or the other half was at a 4 or 5 level. So it was kind of, we felt like we had no idea what it was, or we were very comfortable using it. Mr. Dixon, you said that you felt pretty comfortable using Google Keep?
I use Google Keep quite a bit. I use it to take notes and set reminders. It's kind of like a sticky note, but you can share that information with others. You can post it on a Google Doc and share it with your students. So there's multiple ways you can get the information out there, and it's always at your fingertips with your phone or Chromebook. So it's
okay. So it's kind of like a planner that you can just use on your phone then, and be able to share it out. That may be something, because the kids always lose their planners anyway. So we may start looking at having them use that Google Keep app then to keep track of stuff. And then the last thing, I asked how comfortable would you guys, or how would you feel that you would learn best how to use these different devices? Do we need to have more in-services with them? Do we need to do small group instruction, just give you guys to play with them on your own? The majority of us said that we felt like either small group instruction would be best or just having time on our own to play around with them. So my plan for starting to implement this is on our buzz days when we meet in our different department groups. I think that would be a good time to, explain how to use these different tools. So when you guys get into your department groups, kind of decide which areas you guys feel like you're not very comfortable in and need help with, and which ones you feel like you can handle on your own. So our first buzz day that we'll have in September, when we split up, we're going to focus on learning these. So in our math department, I think we're going to spend time based on this data learning about the forms and the Google Sheets. I think that will benefit our department. And then after that, after you guys feel like you have enough instruction on your own time or in the small groups, then we'll give you guys some time on your own to kind of use these in your classroom. So, anybody have any questions? Okay. All right.
Sounds like a good plan.